now let's add some. So after you do this, then you're going to do white, yellow, and blue, the small skinny brush. And then now I think, oh, you know what? Maybe not. So let's do this right here. So since we have green, I'm going to put a little bit of that green here, but make it a little darker. So that was white, yellow, and blue. But I'm going to tone it down. You see how vibrant that green is? So I'm going to add a little bit of black. A little bit of black, tone it down a little bit. And I don't know if you can see it, it's right in this area here. So right below this, I'm just going to fill that in. And just cover, if you can, let it touch this right here so you don't have any of that light blue. And I'm not mixing that color completely because I like how it has different shades of color. And I would say this is kind of an underpainting, or not kind of, it is an underpainting. So we're going to cover it later with something else. But as you notice, we're just adding a variation of colors, which will make your coral, your underwater scene, more interesting. And so this bottom part here, I'm going to just add some straight blue, just to add a little bit of structure to that.
About 5 minutes ago, Holly Chambers asked what are the colors of the fish?
Oh, I'm so sorry, Holly, that I missed that. What's the colors of the fish? I just used straight magenta. I'm sorry that I missed your comment there. They're reading orangish. Okay, yeah, so I just used straight magenta. But if you wanted to do orange, you can do that too. My suggestion would be to mix it with a little bit of white. So if you wanted to make them orange, you could use red, yellow with a little bit of white. And the reason is because the red and the yellow are translucent. So you don't want the blue to come through on that orange. How are you guys doing? Let me check on you. No worries. Thanks, Holly. And just to mention, since I have Holly on here, she's a local jewelry designer, and tomorrow she's going to be live on our YouTube channel, Aloha Art Ambassadors. So she's going to be teaching you how to make beaded earrings. So if you want to tune into that tomorrow, which is Wednesday at 9. Mally, aloha! Just auditing. Oh. Nice to see you, friend. Were you able to get your painting supplies? Aloha. Mally says, aloha, dear. Aloha, Mally. Good to see you guys. I haven't seen Donna here. I hope that she's doing well, and I hope that you're doing well too, Mally. Nah, they're still at the other house. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Well, I have the replays up, so, you know, when all of this settles down, I hope that you can get it and do some painting. And just let me know when you're done with this area here. So we did the little, I guess you could call them coral here. And then we did the green, so yellow, blue, and white with the small skinny brush. Then this area here was that same green, so yellow, blue, white, but I added a little bit black so you can see it kind of made it like an army green color. And then while it was still wet, I added some blue to that just to darken the bottom and vary the color. Awesome. Tea, the swans are ready. Okay, so after you're done with that green area here, we're going to do a little bit of that down here as well. Actually, I'm going to have you do, we're going to do a dark underpainting right here, okay? So we're going to mix blue and black. And we're changing to our flat brush here. So some blue with a tiny bit of black. I don't want it totally black. And you can kind of curve that. You see that right there? So we're just going to do a little bit of underpainting here. So if you haven't done so, just write anything that's maybe burdening you right now. And we're going to just cover that up and wash it away. Wash that away with the water. So this bottom part here, it doesn't have to look pretty. You're just covering it up. And we're going to put nice colors over it. And if you notice here, I didn't make it like a straight line. I kind of varied it. So some of that coral reef has ridges. It just makes it look more organic. And I'm using blue and black. Keep it on the, if you can, try to keep it on the bluer side. So it's not just totally black. But we'll cover it up once that dries. So when you're done with that, we're going to come back to this, which should be dry. And you guys are doing a wonderful job. Let me come here. You guys are doing a fabulous job. Can't wait to see your beautiful masterpieces. I hope you're having fun. And also too, we just hit like an hour and 15 minutes. So also too, if you're feeling a little like tense, I hope it's not tense for you, but if you are, you could just stand up, stretch out, take a deep breath, have a sip of water, take a bathroom break. You know, it's always nice to, you can take about 5-6 steps back from your painting and take a look at it, see if you need to make any adjustments. It's always nice to take that step back. And it's interesting how in life is the same way, right? We can, oh, you're very welcome, T. It's like that in the same way, right? So much can be going on. It's always nice. Take a step back, right? To get a different perspective. And you might think something's worse than it is, but you take a step back and you see and you're like, oh, that wasn't so bad. Or you can notice things that you didn't notice before because it was just up in your face a lot, right? So yeah, if you want to take a little quick break, you can stretch out your legs.
Nora says colors for foreground.
Oh, okay, Nora. So this one here was blue and black. And I would say lean more towards blue. You could even vary it if you want to do some parts black, some parts blue. I think the camera makes it look really black, but it's actually a variation. So it doesn't have to look nice. I just did whatever. Woohoo! You know, I just turned my brush. I tried to make this more organic. So I didn't do a flat straight line. I made it so there's some rocks there in the reef. And you can already see that this doesn't look exactly the same like that, which I'm okay with. So same with yours. It doesn't have to look exactly like it. And so these are starting to dry, which is great. So then when you guys are done with this, just let me know. We're going to work on some of these details here and here. Hope that answered your question there, Nora. Nora is a wonderful artist. Sorry, let me see if I can straighten this just a little there. Mally, love your online classes, but live is more fun. It is, right? Because we can interact with one another. I know.
We do have online classes.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yes, my husband just reminded me. So I've been getting some inquiries because you know how people we're self-isolating right now. So I've had some people that have inquired about having private classes. So like for their family or for their friends or for like birthday parties or things like that. So I'm working on that, and you'll see a little bit of it on my website, but some virtual painting workshops. So if you guys have kids or families or coworkers or something that you guys wanted to connect and do something fun, I'm offering some private virtual workshops. So it could be, you know, from a small intimate type setting. We could do that on Zoom. And then for like a larger group, we'll probably do something like this, like a Facebook Live. But wanted to let you guys know about that, because, you know, I'm not sure how long we're going to be doing this, but I know that there's things that are worth celebrating, right? People's birthdays or anniversaries or different things like that, or even just getting together with your friends, right? Because I think it was Luana that she has a sister on the mainland and she lives here in Hawaii, and it was one way that they could connect to do something together, right? Even though that they're apart right now. T. Swan, how much are they? So they just vary from the group size, and I'll also be doing, I think, some public ones as well, but it just depends how much people you are. So like if it's like a group of 20 right now, it's like $20 a person, and we'll see how it goes. This is all uncharted territory for me, so we'll see how it goes. And you know, so if you have like relatives or, you know, grandma or grandpa that are, you know, they want to jump in too and like do something together as a family, then that's one way that you guys could connect, like just your family, and make it private for you guys. Yeah, did you have any other questions on that? So I'm going to try to tweak that as we go along and see how that goes. Lonnie Key, thanks for remembering Luana and I. Yes, that was you, Lonnie and Luana, that you guys are apart, but this is one way you guys can connect and do something together. Jeff Kahapea, hi. Have a blessed day. Thank you. You too. Oh, you're welcome. Thank you for sharing your talent. Jeff Kahapea is an amazing musician, him and his wife. Beautiful music. They share beautiful music. So go check them out too. I know that, I don't know if you guys are doing anything live now, but that would be wonderful if you could share some music, some of your guys' music. Send my love to your beautiful wife, Shelly. Oh, let me just check your guys' comments, make sure I didn't miss anything. Haha. Let's see here. Oh, sorry. All right. Yep, so again, when you guys are done with this, just let me know when you're done with that. Yeah, sorry, I accidentally pressed the icon. I guess Facebook kind of switched their setup a little bit. Shelly said hi. Oh, hi, Shelly. God bless you guys. So I think when we're done with this, then we're going to switch back to our small skinny brush, this one here. Done. Okay, so wash your flat brush, and then you can put that on the side on your paper towel. Don't leave it in your container. And then you're going to grab this, and we're going to do the underpainting for these and for this one here, okay? So we're going to grab just white. Okay, if your paint is getting a little sticky, add some water from your container. So like if you pull off your brush and it's kind of like sticking to it, then add a little bit of water. It'll just make it more fluid. And okay, great. So let's do this yellow guy right here. So similar to that, you can make them straight or you can make them curvy. You can do them however you want. So these same things that we're doing here, I mean, you could use them in any painting, right? So even if you wanted to paint this again and you wanted to use different colors, or you wanted to change it up a little, I mean, these are things that you can use in any painting, right? The blending, these strokes that you're using, right? These are very similar to landscapes, right? So we're gonna let this dry. Just make sure it's really white, because when we put the yellow on top, because yellow is translucent, you want to be able to see you don't want it to see the dark colors in the back. And that's just going to give it a little bit of vibrancy. Now when we do the larger green,
is it okay? Let's see.
We're going to use this brush.
Roxy says, is it okay if our paint isn't dry yet?
Oh, for this one here, if this area isn't dry, then yeah, my suggestion would be wait till it dries before you put the white. What you can do is, if you have a blow dryer, you could just blow dry that. It'll just dry it really quickly. Or you could put it by the sun, and that will also speed up the drying. But my suggestion is, yeah, make sure that area is dry first before you put the white, so it doesn't mix together. Great question. And so after you do that, we're going to do this here. We're also going to do that in white. Right, I guess, yeah, right about here. Actually, you know what? I take that back. Before we do this, let's do a little bit of something here, because it'll be a little bit harder to grab that later. So I have green here, but I have green there also. You know what? Let's put a little bit of pink. I'm going to change it up, just because green and red are kind of complementary to one another. Let's do a little bit of pink with white right here. And I'm just tapping it. Again, just a little bit of texture. I'm just using it like this. Just to add a little bit of texture, something a little different in that area. And I'm going to go all the way to the edge. And then you could do some right in here.
Are you painting the sides or no?
The sides? I'm painting the reef. Oh, am I painting the sides? No. But they can paint, you guys can paint the sides. My husband was asking if I'm painting the sides, but yeah, you can continue your painting to the side. So if you don't want to frame it, it'll just look really nicely finished all the way around. Oh, thanks. Okay, let's see. And we'll let that dry a little. And then let's do something right down here. So you can clean your brush after that. And we'll go back to a little bit of green down there. So that was white with yellow and a little bit of blue. I think I'll go a little bit more blue. And you could just go right in here. And again, I'm just tapping it. I didn't totally mix this. And that's what's giving this nice different colors in this area here. And let's see, what else? So I'm sure this probably is going to dry fairly quickly. Which mine's is. I don't know if yours is dry. Let's see. Okay, I see some questions here. Carol, what are you painting now after the yellow? Okay, so this was actually just white. And so after that, I did magenta with white. So if you don't have magenta, you can just use red with white to make this color right here. And I'm using my flat brush, and I'm just tapping it on there. So what this is doing is you can still see the dark color under it, and it went all the way to the edge of the dark color to add a little bit of pink there. And then you can ask me afterwards about this area here, the green on the bottom left. And let me just see if you guys have any more questions. No? Okay. So yeah, just let me know when you guys are done with that. So when we're done with this, we're gonna add this here, and we're just gonna do straight white with this flat brush. So after you're done with the pink and the green, then you can wash your brush, and we'll get that ready with some white here. So if you guys are still, you know, working on this or that, just ask me the question. I'd be happy to catch you up or help you with the next step. All right, the Swan Ohana is done. Okay, so we're gonna do these two seaweed things that kind of looks like plants. So we're gonna use straight white with our flat brush. So clean that really good. And then once you have that clean, then we're gonna just use some white, and we're gonna do the same thing that we did here, right? So we'll start out with the leaves, which I think I'm going to do right here. So I'm pressing it and pulling it and lifting it at the same time. Press it, pull it, press it, pull it. Oh, and I got some pink on there, but that's fine. And then you can just put a stem. You could put a stem first too if you want. And then I'm gonna do another one here. And I think I'll bring that down a little bit. And let's see. So we're gonna let that dry before we add the green on top.
Okay, I'll ask what's the green color in the bottom right corner?
Okay, so this green color here was white with yellow, blue, and a little bit of black. And I mixed it, but I didn't totally mix it. I don't know if you can see it. See, I left some of that white, I left some of the dark colors in there, and then I just kind of in circular motions, I guess you could say, did this area. And so because I didn't mix it, it added already some texture and highlights into that area. Great question. Aloha, welcome. If you just jumped on, if you could please put where you're visiting from and hashtag live. Glad to have you. We're painting an underwater scene today. Hope you're having a beautiful day today. And then swans, when you're done with that, just let me know in the comments. And then we can work on these areas here, which I'm going to switch back to the small brush. So when you're done with that, clean your flat brush, and we're going to go back to this brush here. And I'm pretty sure your white seaweed here is dry. So when that's dry, you can put the yellow on top. Straight yellow, no white.
Heather Kang joined, Tara Schramm done with white.
Okay, so yeah, Tara, what you can do is clean your brush, and use this, and we're going to use the straight yellow over the white. So it's going to preserve this vibrancy of the yellow. And welcome, if you just jumped in there, Libby, Heather King, good to see you guys, aloha and welcome. Glad you could pop in. And if you could put in the comment where you're visiting from and hashtag live. So while we're letting that dry, then we can work on this area here. So what I did was, I think I did some a little bit of greenish yellow and some red, and then I add a bunch of highlights on there. So for that, let me just look at this for a sec here. Actually, you know what? Let's do a little bit of orange. So we're gonna do white with yellow.
I don't know why, but the
And
camera seems
magenta.
blurry.
Oh, it does? Okay. I wonder if it's because I touched the lens. Sorry guys, I'm gonna just wipe my lens really quick. So it might look black for a second, sorry. There you go. Is it better now? And it might have been, oh, you're welcome, Heather. I'm so glad that I could do another one for you guys.
Oh yeah, it's better.
Livy, hope you're doing well. Ottawa, Ontario, Canada. Woohoo! Oh, you're very welcome. And if you just jumped in, you can join in right now if you want. We did a white up here, semicircle. Then we did a light blue, and then we went a little bit darker to about here. But you can always watch the replay too. Let's see. Oh yes, Heather live from Fountain, Colorado. Awesome. So sorry guys, those of you that are mixing. Orange was white, yellow, and pink or red. So you see this nice orange color. We need the white in there so it has a good coverage. And we're going to do kind of like grass. So strokes like this. Almost like a fiery orange. So I'm kind of changing it up a little bit from what I had here. And it's just because when I look at it, I can see that the orange next to that blue will look very pretty since they're complementary to one another. So they're almost like grass or little spikes, I guess you could say. Again, just adding more texture. We got our dark colors. Now we're working on our medium tones. And again, I'm not totally mixing the colors. That's just my preference. I just think it looks more interesting. So that was white, yellow, and red or magenta. See how, I don't know if you can see that. I like how that color looks next to the blue. And again, we're doing these patterns, right? Very relaxing. You don't really have to think about it. And it's just making your painting more interesting because it has different strokes and it has these repeating patterns. You guys are doing an amazing job. And if you can, try not to add too much white.